What's up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video, mainly focusing around the React event that occurred yesterday, which was just mind-boggling. I wanted to talk about it because you guys know that I've talked about this before, where I think DSP Reacts is just essentially just killing DSP gaming. It's killing it in views, it's killing it with just taking away content from one channel and just bringing it over to another channel. And he's kind of splitting off his content. We already know his content is very flimsy. He doesn't have much to provide on DSP gaming, so it just made no sense to kind of carve out something that Phil calls variety to another channel. But that's beside the point. As we know, the DSP Reacts has been in effect for a couple months, and it's just steadily declined. The channel has just declined to the point now where he's at 70 members. He got 0 memberships yesterday, and the tips are hard to come by on that show. I think yesterday he did get the tier 2 tip go, and that was only because Jack Rackster came in and wailed. Was it Game Trucker? It was Game Trucker, I think. Came in and kind of wailed out for him, and that was it. And that's how most of these playthroughs and React events are going by. He counts on one person to come in and wail out, and we all know that eventually dries up, especially when Street Fighter goes away and so on. But anyway, I did find it interesting. He talked about his rap was like 12 minutes long, but he did talk about it for about 3.5 minutes. He talked about the React event, and I just wanted to provide some additional insight into the React Act content.
Among other things, had a good conversation with people in the chat. We actually determined the name of the upcoming marathon. I'll be doing in early July. It will be DSP's DSP, or DSP squared, or DSP to the power of 2. It actually stands for DSP's Digital Summer Party. Pretty neat, huh? So,
first of all, he the reason why he didn't want to call it Independence Day or Summer Bash or whatever, this is his words, it's because he has a global following and half of his viewers are outside of the United States, which makes a lot of sense. But I'm not downgrading the people from across the other countries, but I'm guessing they don't know too much about Dark Side Phil, and that's probably why half of his viewership is outside of the United States. But he said that not everyone celebrates Independence Day. Of course, it's an American holiday, so he didn't want to use that. And being that he has a global following, it wouldn't make sense, right? But yet he goes on and calls it summer. He uses the word summer. Phil, it's not summer all over the world. It's summer in the Northern Hemisphere, right? It's not even summer yet. It's spring. It'll be summer on June 21st or something like that. So the Southern Hemisphere is actually in the fall, heading in towards the winter, Phil. So you didn't buy yourself anything there. You should have just called it an Independence Day party. It's perfectly fine to, focus on American holidays. I'm pretty sure your other following from across the country, the world, won't have a problem with you celebrating Independence Day. But of course, Phil can't offend anyone that may give him some money, so of course he wants to vary it up. But I digress.
We'll start promoting that now, which will be pretty cool. But outside of that, we had a good podcast overall. Nothing game news worthy, simply because all the game news is starting tomorrow with the Xbox conference and all of that. And so it was a chill podcast. Then we jumped into DSP versus the internet on DSP Reacts. Now, DSP versus the internet is my weekly show where I watch clips that members on that channel have submitted. The difference this week is that I changed the format per people's requests. People were saying that they didn't like the fact that I was doing it first come, first serve, because essentially the same people every week were rushing to post up their videos in my community thread. And it was the same 5 to 10 people who always got their videos watched in a row. And then if there was extra time after those, then we maybe squeeze in a couple more. But there were many people who had become members and were upset that they were never getting their videos watched. They simply put just didn't have 100% free time in their day to rush to be posting up the videos as soon as my threads went live. So,
okay, I'm gonna give you the skinny on why Phil did this. I'm gonna give you the skinny. The reason why he did this is because, yes, the same 5 dents were getting their videos viewed. I understand. And I can see how other people may get upset because of that. Okay, fine. The reason why he did it this way is because, yeah, there's more possibility that another person that posts their video up later, you know. But what he's really trying to do is he's trying to drive members to the ultra. He's trying to drive his dent to the ultra memberships. So essentially, what he wants to do is say, hey, look, if you really want your video watched, I can guarantee that I'll watch it, is if you pay me $20 a month and become an ultra member, and I guarantee to watch 2 of your videos. That's what he's doing here. That's the main reason. That's the main driver. Because I think he's realized to the point that he kind of hit a ceiling when it comes to memberships, and he knows that he's relying on gifted memberships, but he has 2 channels, and the whales can only support one of the other channels. You know, do you see what I'm saying? So they've been wailing out for him for memberships on DSP Gaming, but not DSP Reacts, and that may change in the future. But again, you know, these gifted memberships do not get renewed, and that's the problem. The way gifted memberships is supposedly work is that someone gifts members, someone drops a 10 member bomb, right? And what you hope is that of those 10 members, at least 1 or 2 of them become members. They decide, oh, I like my membership that I was gifted, I'm going to continue buying it. But no, they don't do that. No one does it, and that's the reason why he gets such a big fluctuation in his memberships on both channels. So yeah.
We changed the format to be a random selected shuffled playlist. I actually synced my phone app with the TV app and used that to play a randomized playlist, and it worked pretty well. I would say that today's DSP versus the internet was well varied. Some good content, some not so good content, but that's the nature of the show. You're watching user submitted stuff, and some of it hits and some of it misses. Some of it probably intentionally misses because people submit stuff they know is kind of cringeworthy to see my reaction to it, which is perfectly fine. But overall, I had a great time with the show. However, as the show ended, we realized something. The randomly ordered videos had absolutely no impact this week. Do you want to know why? Because this week, for the first time ever, in 17 episodes of the show spanning over 4 months, we watched every single video that had been submitted. Every single one. We got through all of them. I think there was like 7 Ultra member videos, and I want to say there was like 27 to 30 standard member videos, which is a little weird because we do have over 70 members, and each member is allowed to submit 2 videos a week. So potentially we could have had 140 submissions, but we had what we had.
And I'm glad he stated that. So that brings me to my point of this video. So he talked about it afterwards. So essentially we were able to determine that of those 70 members, 4 of them are ultra members. 4 are ultra members, right? So they're paying $20. So these are supposedly hardcore dents that love Phil content, right? So they posted 7 videos. I guess one person just posted 1. So of his 70 members, 4 are ultra members paying $20 a month. So it's essentially he's getting $80 a month from just these 4 whales. Okay, so that leaves 66 other members. Of the 66 other members, right, supposedly it could have submitted like an additional 130 videos, right? Only 14, only 14 members, 14 of those 66 members, right, that have memberships, 14 submitted videos, and they submitted 27 videos. And he even said it, one person only submitted 1 video. So, you know, that's the ratio of it is horrible. You know what I mean? Supposedly you have 70 members, but only 18 people submit videos, Phil. 18 videos. So that tells me that there's probably about 18 people that actually are paying for these memberships that said, hey, I want to support Phil. You know, I'm going to drop some cash, right? 18 people. The remaining 52 people, those are gifted members. Those are gifted members that receive a gifted sub, a gifted membership, and they don't really care. They don't care. They didn't pay anything for it. OIC, Jack Rackster, Brianna, whoever gifted these memberships, and they don't care. They don't use them. They don't bother submitting anything for, you know, it's a lot of these are trolls. A lot of these are troll accounts that they go into DSP's streams and they LARP and stuff like that. So they have these memberships. They're not going to renew those memberships. So at the end of the month, once the trial, you know, gifted membership ends, it drops. So I say this because I know Phil loves to tout the 130 members. He you know, and the only reason why these people quit was because they were upset that they didn't get their video watch. No. They didn't renew their memberships because they just don't care. You may have a couple here and there that weren't happy that their videos weren't watched, but the vast majority of Phil's members, they're just gifted members and they can care less about the show. Once the gifted membership expires, they're not going to renew. They're not going to bother. And that's bad. That's terrible, because what you're doing, Phil, is you're relying on again, a handful of whales to prop up your channel. And when you have 5 whales, you know, they can't prop up 2 channels. And that's what they're doing now. They're propping up DSP Gaming, and they're faltering on DSP Reacts because they can care less about that. So that's why you're having that struggle. So anyway, I say all this because I've said it from the very beginning. You know, this is going to be an experiment that he's going to do for this year. Mind you, he's already cut out the vast majority of the content that he was doing on the show, the interviews, the monthly events, the monthly long form events. The only thing he is doing now is that one weekly show, DSP versus the internet, and then he just carves it out for the week to make it seem like he's providing you content when he isn't. He's giving you one stream and then he's parsing parsing it out for his viewers to watch. I envision towards the end of the year he's going to say, hey, look, I've heard your feedback. I'm going to bring everything back into DSP Gaming, have a one-stop shop so that people don't have to go to 2 channels, right? And that way you don't need a membership for DSP Reacts. But since I'm cutting that away and bringing the content into DSP Gaming, bringing it back, he's going to say he has to raise the price of memberships. I can see Phil doing that. So his standard membership is $4. That might go up to $5 or $6. His ultra membership will go up, and then that $10 tier may go up a little bit as well. So I think that's what he's going to do with DSP Reacts, and we can see that probably like in the fall, especially during the hardcore gaming season. I can see Phil trying to pull that on his memberships. We shall see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. DSP Reacts is essentially just dead, and I think it's just going to flounder around for the next few months. And then like everything else, like shorts and everything else Phil tries to do, when it just doesn't bring in the money he wants, he just lets it die. And that's what's going to happen with DSP Reacts. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.